So in the first video, we talked about, well, we didn't talk about, we watched me build the house in The Sims 4, which is ultimately what this whole video is about, is The Sims 4. And we built the house from basically a design that I drew on paper. So we did talk a little bit about The Sims 4 game, a little bit, but we didn't talk too much about the actual game itself. This was mainly the build mode. And The Sims 4 has come a long ways from the original Sims. I mean, you couldn't do very much with the original game. I mean, it was, uh, you know, you you did your little, you were in your little puzzle kind of like. But as they've progressed, The Sims 4, uh, definitely a good game out of all the series. You talk about different games. This one, sometimes the first one was better than the second one, or whichever one. By all means, the way they have progressed this game, it is now better than it ever was. There are things that we probably could go back and go, hey, I like the Sims 3 pets more than I do the Sims 4 pets. But, honestly, it's just, people preference. You really don't. I don't necessarily think there's like a big group there. It's just usually people preference. Some of the similar things is the build modes. The Sims 4 build mode is by all means way more complex, not complicated, complex more than what the others were. The others was very simple. You didn't need. One of my favorite things that this one has is the actual porches that you can actually put on your homes, and not just the porches, but like you can actually build your house up off the ground a little bit. It looks really nice, and you can make some really beautiful little cottages and stuff like that. And a lot of my homes is centered around that. I don't usually actually build on the ground like I am here in this video, but we actually do quite a bit of building on the ground in this video. And another thing that you can do in this one is actually basements. So it's really neat, the difference that they have created in the Sims series. So one thing about Autocad that I could tell most people is it's a very simple series. I mean not series, but it's a very simple program. And I don't know if you've never used it before. It would probably I don't know if you've ever played around with paint mode and like on your PC where you like maybe drew a doghouse or something. I don't know, whatever the case may have been. But similar to what it is, it's just all modeled after different programs. But this has been kind of the flagship of most all your programs that are design programs that have been built out of. AutoCAD is one of them. This particular version I'm using is actually just a membership version, AutoCAD Lite. It doesn't do any 3D versions. There's nothing like that. But I have used the programs that are 3D, and you can actually draw, whatever you want to draw, and turn it, spin it. Pretty neat. Kind of similar to what the game actually does, but just of course way more in design. The design world would use it. You wouldn't use it for a game or anything. Watching this, just play back over this. I'm trying to think of what I had going on when I first, started thinking about this house, this plan. A lot of times you get inspiration from somewhere else, but this was one of those plans that I just like, you know what? I'm just going to start drawing, and I had in mind, like the first video, when we first put the video up, we showed that little rectangle with 8 rooms in it. And I had a mindset of taking those 8 rooms and leaving them in their square footage and actually just flipping them to make a house. And we actually might go back and do that, but honestly, I don't really know that it's that important. It's just, I think people will actually look at it and they'll come back and go, this looks pretty neat. I mean, this is pretty cool how you did this. Like I said, I don't think there's a lot of people doing this out there. I think there are people that probably do draw them, A lot of people are pretty picky about putting their drawings on here because someone actually could probably steal them or something like that. But honestly, I'm just playing around, so it's not really that big of a deal to me. If you like this house plan, by all means, go for it. I mean, it's for free. It's free of charge. All right. So if you heard that little uh, phase out little thing there, you'll realize that I had about 45 minutes worth of audio recorded, and it just played out on me for some reason. So I am back for take 2 on this audio. I believe that my audio was clipping, and I just didn't realize it at first. So was trying to get this video in and out pretty quick, but the editor decided he had better options, I guess. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to pay closer attention to this, and hopefully that it won't do that this time. The first video was kind of quiet. I couldn't quite hear the audio the way I wanted to, so I said, well, I'm going to try a different setting and bump the volume up a little bit. And I guess this time it decided it wanted to clip on me, and I didn't realize it, and when it did, it cut it out. So anyhow, I don't have any of this stuff wrote down, so I don't have any clue what I talked about for 45 minutes. I just talked. I was very happy that I got it done, and I was ready to re-listen to it, and I played about 7 or 8 minutes of it, and it decided it was done and played out. So anyway, looking at the what we're doing here now, looks like we're putting in this little rectangle inside the rectangle. You're like, what's going on here? But what that actually is that's an actual size of a car or truck or a SUV or some sort. And you see me scaling around the build there, so that's what I'm doing. And you want a garage, but you want to be able to walk around the garage too. You don't want to be able to just barely get your vehicle in there. You'd be mad at yourself for years if that's all you did. So this took a lot longer than what I anticipated. I mean, it was definitely something that I couldn't just put together in a few minutes. I think we had several hours worth of just designing going on, and I was trying to actually make this work and make it work quick. But one thing that I have learned the hard way in the last 2 or 3 weeks playing with the editors and getting stuff on YouTube is nothing happens quick. It just, you have to take your time and you have to play with it, and when you don't like something you have to redo it, and when you don't like it and you redo it anyway, it turns out the same. I mean, you just got to go with it. You got to try it. You got to test the waters out and see what's going on. So you see me playing with this little 45 degree here. I'm trying to make this work. I spent a lot of time on this hallway right here trying to get the building down. I'm also trying to actually match these walls up. One thing about building, a lot of your, when you're little or something like that, and you're just drawing houses with crayons and stuff like that, you don't notice that, hey, I gotta keep this building, these lines lined up, because if you built a house like this, it wouldn't stand up very long. So here's what's going on: is I'm actually trying to make these lines match. I'm trying to make the walls blend together to where they don't have a you're not stuck out there and you got like a bad windbreak or something like that. Tornado come through, first little windstorm come through and blow your roof off. You don't want that. So I mean, engineers and designers and architects, they have to think about all that stuff. They have to actually realize that, hey, there's more that goes into this house drawing than just drawing lines, or of course just drawing on the Sims 4. So something else that I was talking about last time was the actual AutoCAD. What got me into AutoCAD? I mean, I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be a draftsman. I wanted to be a architect, I guess, if you will. Even though I think most of those type people have no clue when you start wanting to go into that career, what that career consists of. Because like if you actually was a draftsman, I mean, one minute you could be drawing a design to build a kid's play toy, and the next minute you could be drawing a design for a new car or something. I mean, It's just lines and connecting and scaling and drawing circles and with a computer program. So I mean, you're not doing it on paper anymore. So looking at this hallway still, the it doesn't matter. You're going to. It doesn't matter what your original drawing is. I think you're gonna change it up, and even you could give it to somebody else, and I think they're gonna change it up. You know, what I mean, how many times do you walk into a brand new home and you're like, it'd be neat, but I'd like to have that room there over there. I mean, it's personal preferences, you know. So like, I drew this on paper, and then I actually drew this on graph paper, and then I put it into the Sims, and I drew the build or designed the building, put it on there, and then I went back in AutoCAD and then played with it. I guess from a professional, even though I'm not really a professional, from a professional point of view. But and then I sent it, you know, over to the other YouTuber, and they actually designed the interior, I guess the interior decorating part. And each time we did it, we changed something about the house. I mean, it was just consistently moving stuff around. So I think if you actually were to go in and play the Sims, you would actually change something up, because it's just our nature to actually go, yeah, I think I would rather have it this way. You wake up one morning and it's been, the color on the wall has been fine for 10 years, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, let's paint it brown, you know. And it's just the human nature is I guess just a desire to be in charge and to be, you know, hey, let's make changes, let's make moves, let's do this. You know, you're perfectly happy with the living room the way it's set up one moment, and the next moment you come in, you know, move the couch, move the chair. You know, hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm not complaining about it. I mean, I do that same thing, but it's definitely stuff that us as humans we deal with first and foremost. So I mean, when you're a designer, you're trying to please a large group of people. It doesn't matter who sees your videos or who sees your house plans. You're trying to actually build something that a lot of people like, and that's extremely hard, because I mean, honestly, we can't even really please ourselves sometimes. So working on this end of the hallway now, you notice that I finally get this drawing the way I want it done. And there is a little bit of skipping in these because these videos was long, but I tried to get the important parts in here. This is building the one of the kids' bedrooms, or guest bedroom, however you want it. And just drawing, cutting, trimming, scaling, moving. It's just, I mean, it's just a, once you start getting lines moved around in the AutoCAD, it actually, I mean, it's super easy, because you just start scaling and moving back and moving forward. It's not like a hard program to learn. I mean, it's very easy to learn. So I like the way I wind up doing this little back porch area, I guess you could call it, this back patio. I actually took this. I actually just took the idea of drawing the hallways in I guess on a 45 angle, or the angled walkways there, and just kind of kept the pattern there. I like that. That was pretty neat. What you're seeing right there is actually turns out to be closets and a pantry later on. That it fit perfect right there. That's the way a lot of times you're going to get, kind of like what I had mentioned in an earlier video about the roof plans. You know, you kind of have that, oh, that's perfect moment. You have that quite often in a house plan. So you see me building here, I actually have to go outside and actually design how I want the driveway to come into the garage. And because I'm trying to build this walkway around the front of the house, and I need all this stuff there so that I can pattern around it. You'll see here in just a second, right here, is I actually move these little squares. This is actually those are actually the flowers that you'll see later on in the videos. You need them there just for scaling, just to know exactly how much room you have between this and how big you actually want it. Of course, the sidewalks and stuff like that, all that plays a point. Sorry if you hear my phone go off. I'm trying to do a last minute video for this, or last minute audio for this, and it's just I'm trying to get it out. I have a lot of other content I'm trying to get out over this weekend, and it's just when I had that issue with the audio last night, it was just, oh my god, okay, time to go to bed. I'm done. So you see, as I changed the colors on a lot of the stuff up there in the top, the back patio and the rooms, I kind of know that I'm happy with that right there, so I don't accidentally delete a line and then go, how was this again? You know, I just color code it and change it and move on. These little squares, I mean little small rectangles you see in the walls there, those would be door openings. The reason why I go ahead and do those now is to make sure that I get that stuff centered and I get the room. You don't want a wall an end wall that has a door in it, and you only have like 2 inches on each side of that door, and then the wall, it kind of looks a little odd. So, you know, in general, you would use a certain amount of inches away from the wall there. So here's something I had talked about. The columns on the actual game kind of fit weird, but they don't fit weird on Autocad. They fit exactly like they're supposed to there. I love using the columns. It really, I mean, they're not like super expensive if you had to do them. I mean, and they make a house look amazing. I mean, just they turn just a $50,000 home into a $100,000 home design from the front view. Even though, and you know, I mean, it doesn't really change the appraisal of your home or anything, but it makes it look so much better. So I'm starting to put this little foyer area, is what it was actually supposed to be meant for, was a little foyer area, and then I was actually going to kind of peel off here to the right there, and actually with the living room, the original drawings show that, and then that's what we did in the that's what I did in game. But after seeing it in person and kind of looking at it like, you know what, this is not what I really want, I actually did go back in and change it up. What showed me that I needed to do this was actually building the little walkway around the front of the house and adding the columns. So you see what's going on here is this is the actual size of a cabinet or stove, any kitchen appliance. You just put them down through there like that, because it doesn't really actually show you the exact your exact cabinets or whatever, but it shows you approximately how many you could have in that particular moment. And you see there, I'm just actually trying to figure out the sizes of these cabinets and how far they are from the wall and how much room you actually have in the game, or not in the game, but in real life if you were to do this. The kitchen cabinets actually wind up being different than how I did them here. But we also did our living rooms different, and I think that's the reason why. The original plan was to have this little room to the left actually kind of a dining room area, but it just doesn't work out that way. Even drawing with AutoCAD doesn't work out that way. And then the actual YouTuber that furnished this house for me, they went in and they actually did it the same way that I did it in AutoCAD. You can see here I'm having to draw a reference basically again, but in the middle of drawing a reference, you actually draw an item that you need in your building, which is a table. And you can get as detailed as you want to get with it. I mean, I can make it look very realistic. But this is exactly how your kitchen table would set in there, and your chairs would actually sit. And once you get one square going your way, the rest of it is just copy and paste and delete. So here I realized real quick that this is not going to work the way I want it. So this is where I changed my mind, and I started actually going, okay, we're fixing to do it this way. But I wanted that table to be centered up straight up on that walkway right there, and you can see me actually playing with it, realizing then that I had issues with the kitchen and the living room. Of course, you would never be able to get that that chair out there with the way those cabinets are built right there. Something you don't notice and when you're just doing this in the Sims, because you ever find them having that weird moment where they're you're trying to get them to go to a certain room and they're like giving you that weird look like, hey, I don't know how to get there, a lot of times it's stuff blocking the way, and you know it just is what it is. They can't get there, and they're telling you the best way they know how. It's like, hey, I can't go. But this right here, if you were to actually draw this out in some type of AutoCAD program or some type of design program where you could actually scale this stuff down and actually realize, hey, there's only 2 inches between this cabinet and this chair. I'm not going to be able to pull it out. I'm not even going to be able to get my hand behind the chair. There you see right there, I'm actually starting to redesign the living room now. You have these moments where you're just like, oh man, I gotta redo this whole side of the house. And I do quite a few of edits in the actual video. So if you guys like this right here and you want to see some more of this and you want it slowed down and explained a little bit better, definitely I'll do it. I'm just trying to get this first video out now, and I mean the second video out now. I mean this is the second time that I've done the audio on it, and the I guess doing a voiceover like this is probably my least favorite thing to do right now, on because I would much rather be playing the game. But I mean, I understand that you also do, if you're going to do this on YouTube, you're going to do it for content. You're going to do stuff that other people like, not just yourself. There's a couple cool little ideas that I got, and I've already got most of the content recorded. Just get it into the editors, editing it, adding the voice when I need to add the voice, and that's becoming an issue. And I realize I don't have as good as equipment as probably what I thought I did, and it's a much more of a struggle to just it makes me realize really quickly that you don't just hop on here and start throwing stuff up here with a $20 laptop or something like that. I mean, you're gonna have to have some pretty decent gear to put this on there. So yes, I have noticed that I've got a little bit of kind of a background hum in this audio here. I'm trying to figure it out as I go, and typically I probably shouldn't just put this on here like this, but I'm just trying to get the video out right now. So this is a final drawing. You can see me playing with this person, moving around the house. I'm gonna bring this back toward the end of the video so we can kind of look at it again. You can kind of, if you want to look at it right now, you just have to pause it and want to go to each one of those rooms. But this is final. This is detailed and wording for everything. But we're fixing to get into the actual YouTubers' furnishings of this home. So I hope you enjoyed the little AutoCAD there, because I mean, like I said, it's something that you don't see very often. And if you like that and you want me to slow down and go back through it, I will. I'll definitely do that. I enjoy doing that, and typically I just feel like I waste time most of the time doing it because nobody ever sees the drawings. I have I don't know, thousands of probably house plans saved on a computer. I mean, it's crazy that I've just drew and never really done anything. So here you go. Here's one thing, I want to point this out. She actually gets this house and realizes, well, this lot's too small for it, so I can't just do it anywhere. So you have to use this home right now on this particular lot. You can't do it any other lot in the game. And it's something where I realized I didn't realize that at first. Something I know now, and I'm actually going to go in and edit this to where it actually will fit any lot. But I'm also going to make it a 2-story. So she's just getting a feel for the house. I like the idea that, like I said, I didn't really say, hey, this is a bedroom, this is a living room. I didn't say any of that. I just said, here's the house. Of course, you could buy the furnished version and you could buy the unfurnished version. The furnished version literally just comes with the bathroom essentials, and that's it. Um, so I recommended the furnished version because, I mean, I wanted them to actually get the house like you would if you were to move in day. I mean, of course, you'd probably have kitchen cabinets and stuff. I decided that I was just going to let them play with that and see what they come up with. But you can see they just when they furnish these homes, they just get in there and actually just. I mean, they have a mind of an interior decorator, but they just actually just play with this color. Decide to do this different, and they have thousands of equipment at their disposal, and of course they're having this imaginary simoleon money, so you can just add as many cheat codes as you want to keep it going, and you can try this bed, this design, this color. I mean, it's you can literally take this home, or I'm sorry, you could literally take AutoCAD, draw this home out, and then bring it over here and interior decorate it, design it, and actually submit it like that. There's actually other better professional design programs. I'm not saying that, but this is actually a really good system, and it's actually I'm sure it has worked for somebody in the past. So I didn't suggest anything. I mean, I just said, here, do this, and thanks in advance. And it's pretty neat. I think it's very neat. I mean, probably most people doesn't even realize it, but like I said, I drew this out in AutoCAD, detailed it out in AutoCAD, and I basically did the same design as what they did. So that's pretty neat. I mean, you can only go so many options with a bedroom and a living room, but if I was to take this bedroom right now and added, 2 or 3 feet one direction, or 2 or 3 squares if you're the sim, 2 or 3 squares that one direction, then it would change the whole way they design this bedroom. I mean, this is a small, compact home that gives you just enough space to walk around the bed. I mean, you're not going to have a lot of room in that bedroom. I mean, these are the type of houses that, if you ever moved furniture or something in a home and it's extremely tight, this is one of those houses. The move-in day is going to be terrible. Now, I did leave, big, large openings. I don't necessarily I hate doors in houses. I despise them. Like, if I could just do away with all the doors in houses, I would. But I mean, of course, for privacy reasons, you wouldn't want to, and you probably can't in some people's minds. But I don't like doors on any walls. You have to deal with the swing out area. That's area you could be putting an open doorway or something in there. So just puts a cool rug down in this bedroom. It turns this bedroom, and I don't know. To me, it's perfect the way they finish it. And they literally can put pictures on the wall. There's Grandpa and Grandma. And we settle for some Chinese writings. Right on. I like it. And they just keep adding decor to the walls, and so this I will say this, drop this in. This Whoa, that's you don't drop that in. That's terrible. You just so the wall sizes in this game matter. So if you actually want like smaller walls, you could do that, and you wouldn't be able to move those up as easy as what she's doing right now. So I think that's it. I think they're just changing the color on the walls now. I think they leave most of these walls the same color, and I don't know if they just do that just because, or if to me white is a very easy color to deal with. I've already said it in one of the videos, but you don't have to do very much to it, and it matches everything. So I mean, same thing with like a dull brown or a light brown or not a light green but kind of an olive green, and grays and stuff like that. They work perfect for homes. I mean, you can do anything with them. And here you can see the bathroom gets completely remodeled before they even move in day. So you definitely what you have in your mind originally with a bathroom, it don't work until you start actually putting stuff in there. So if you're gonna do house plans and you're gonna do your own house plans, I recommend going and you getting sizes of the bathtub, sizes of the toilet you're going to use, the sink that you're going to use, the mirrors that you're going to use, and put it and start actually doing it that way. You can't just throw stuff in a little corner bathroom like, oh, this little 6x5 would be perfect for a bathroom, and you can't even get a shower and a toilet in there. I mean, it's very the bathrooms are very critical for the known sizes of the stuff that you're going to be putting in there. I mean, a bedroom, if you get like a 12x12 bedroom or a anything bigger than that, you're going to be able to put a king size bed in it. You're going to be able to put a dresser in it. It's going to be tight, but you're going to be able to do it. I mean, this house proves this because that bedroom is just a little bit bigger than a 12x12. I don't remember the exact size of this bathroom, but I mean, it's not very big. All right, so the garages, you don't have an option for, cars in this game. You don't really just have any need for them. I mean, the loading screens take you wherever you want to go, and you're there when you get there. So the cars just would literally be pointless in the game. So I mean, I don't blame the designers for not putting cars in games. I mean, you can go in and get a mod for a stationary object, kind of similar to the same stuff you're looking at right now. It just sits there and you can't interact with it. So they don't do very much to the garage in this game, or in this series here. And you see actually the utility room actually coming together pretty good here. That the game's come a long ways. Like, you actually can use this stuff now. So it starts picking up the pace pretty much. I mean, I think they took a lot of time in the bedroom, but like, you can only do so much to a utility room. I mean, you're not gonna make it any bigger, better than what it is. I mean, it's you're gonna have a couple cabinets, and you're gonna have a washer and dryer in there, and you might have a small storage area or something like that. But you're not gonna make it any fancier. Your nice rooms are going to be your living room, your kitchen, and your bedrooms. The rest of them are just there for essential purposes only. I mean, if we didn't have to go to the bathroom, we wouldn't make a bathroom. And you see the garage here. They just kind of put a weight room in there. Pretty cool. Exercise room. We actually did go in and put a little bathroom there. I thought that was just a perfect little spot for it. I mean, you can't really use this garage, but you kind of want it to look like it's a garage. So you can actually go in and download, garage doors and stuff like that. But I didn't do it for this game. I wanted to kind of show the base game as much as possible. But we're actually going to, when I do this home on when I do it for the upstairs, the 2-story design, I'm actually going to go in and bring in a lot of mods for that stuff. I'm probably even going to go get some cars and stuff like that just to show them on here. Here's where they were like, they actually was like, this living room is small. And I'm like, yeah, I had already realized it because I had drawn it out in Autocad. I'm like, yeah, just do the best you can with it because I don't want to go back in and re-edit the home, But honestly, it's very tight. I do like what they wind up doing. I mean, I think what they do is actually livable, and you could actually use this if you wanted to. And not sure what's going on there. Just kind of paused, probably thinking and looking. And that just turns out perfect. And I love the way you can design in the Sims 4. I mean, you do kitchen cabinets the same way, and it's definitely more interesting and more fun. And used to you had like one brown couch and a blue chair, and that was your options. Now you can do whatever you want to do to it. The endless possibilities, more or less. I think they actually go with one here, but was pretty neat. Just the hey, let's try this here, and it works. If you could go to a furniture store and say, hey, let me try that couch out, and they bring it to your house and set it down, and you go, nope, that's not the one. that would be perfect. But we won't get to do that. But this little, I mean, for a design program that does this, it's hundreds of dollars versus. I mean, it could even go to thousands of dollars. I mean, even a membership for AutoCAD is several $100s a year. Even that's just the light version. So I mean, you could actually go buy this game and build your dream home in it, and then then say, hey, take some snapshots of it, and then send it to an editor and say, hey, this is what my home will look like, and you just spent 30-40 bucks, and that's it. I mean, it's not a bad deal. It's actually perfect if you sit there and think about it, because like I said, it's going to take you a long time to learn. Not a long time, but it's going to take you a little while to learn AutoCAD. And I mean, like I said, it's $50 a month. So it's, if you're gonna build your own house and you want to know exactly what it's going to look like, this is not a bad way of doing it. It's a very cheap way of doing it, and you can have a little fun with it too. And there's tons of tutorials. How about tutorials? There's tons of those on here on YouTube showing how to build homes. So I mean, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to show you, hey, click here and move this here. I'm not going to do that. I mean, it's just kind of pointless. Go watch it on their channel. I mean, I'm trying to get content up here that people are going to kind of enjoy watching, and it's different. It's not going to be like somebody else's stuff. I've never wanted to copy anyone anyhow. So it's easy for me to sit here and go, no, I don't want nothing to do with that. I love the way they just do with the kitchen. That's basically what we wind up doing with the kitchen, but we do actually turn ours, if you remember in the drawings, and actually go out that little door right there and actually into that little opening area. I'm probably actually going to redo that when I put the house upstairs. I'm going to mimic the AutoCAD drawings to totally, so that there's no difference there, and I think everybody will actually like that. And the cabinets, as you can see, you can customize the cabinets however you want to do it. I think you can go in and change the colors and different designs, and not just this real sleek design, which this house actually has a kind of a modern feel on the inside, but still has kind of a country cottage vibe. I mean, I like the way it's real subtle, real smooth, real simple. The outside roof went with that metal roof. I mean, it's very popular down south because of hurricanes ripping off shingles and stuff like that. So it's metal roofs are actually pretty popular. But one of the misfortunes that a lot of people don't realize is it will kill your cell phone signal. It'll kill your wireless signal, any wireless device signal. Not in every area, because some areas your signal is stronger, but a lot of southern places, they don't have just perfect signal to begin with, and metal roofs will kill what's left of it. So it's definitely something you want to think about when you're starting to build your home. Is if you're in a bad signal area and you put a metal roof on your house, you're not going to have any signal anymore. So I actually thought they went with this little round table, and and I was like, man, that's not going to match my house at all. But it actually, they actually go back in here and change this up, and it looks like a 6-person table again. And I that's pretty cool. I like that. This was the first time of me watching them do this, and then I recorded 45 minutes worth of audio and watched them do this. So this is the second time around now. So I do know now that they, I know what they do. I know it's not a surprise to me anymore. So they actually do a really good job on it. I mean, it doesn't take them very long. And just trying to get this little coffee bar, which you know where we put our little coffee bar at. It's on the opposite side of the house. This would be a perfect little spot for it, but honestly, in our drawings, this whole area is wide open, so it's not. You're not going to need it. You're not going to need anything on that side. It's going to go straight into the hallway. So the Sims 4 allows you to go in and put lights and stuff in each room, and different players or different people in the game can actually walk through those rooms, and actually, when they walk into the door, the lights come on. It's a very realistic design on the game designer's part. They done a really good job on this version. This kitchen turns out to be pretty nice. I mean, uh, I think this kitchen would work just fine in any home. And our drawings doesn't show a door right there, so it turns out to be perfect there. And I think a lot of the content that they look at and they find, they go, oh, this looked good in the living room, and they'll go back over there and put it there. It's neat on the little here and there stuff. It's not like they got a big giant magazine in front of them. They got thousands of content on this game that they go back through and find. And you see here kind of a pink room, I guess. Both of these rooms, the additional bedrooms are the exact same size as far as square footage goes. The actual AutoCAD drawings show them to be the same exact room, and that's what I winded up doing. I think it just made a little more sense, but a lot of people like different design rooms in their houses. They don't like just the same square rooms all the time. They want to walk in one room, see it's square, and they want to walk in the next room and it's rectangle. They like seeing that. It's not something the designer just has to do. It's a purpose behind it. So we're getting close to the end of this video. I mean, I hate that they're so long, but I don't really know how else to do these other than just cut them in different little sections, which I learned my lesson the hard way about the audio. So I've got to pay attention to the clipping, and I got to pay attention to that stuff. And I mean, I did just one long take, and then I go back and edit it. That doesn't work. You got to go back in and kind of cut that stuff in sections, because if you lose it, or your computer shuts down, or you lose electricity, or whatever the case may be, you wind up just losing every piece of content that you have. So kind of like, there really ain't no autosave when you're recording something. There is no autosave. I mean, it doesn't save until you actually hit I'm done. So that was a lesson learned the hard way. So again, I hope you have enjoyed this first part here. I'm going to at least do one more video. We'll just see how it takes off. I mean, it's not something that I feel like I have to do, like the Bannerlord series. That's what originally started this channel. If you haven't seen that, go check those videos out. If you're into that type of stuff, but it was an introductional series. It was actually, steps 1, 2, 3 type thing. This is literally just, watching me build this house, watching me decorate this house type stuff. But I actually do take a little bit further and say, hey, I'm going to actually build this for you in AutoCAD. Here's the plans. But yeah, this video is coming to an end pretty soon. Hate that it was so long. I'm going to start cutting these up into, I don't know, 20-minute videos or something like that. It can get very annoying going back and re-editing a 45-minute video. It just takes so much time to do that. I don't something I didn't realize, something I don't know. Love the idea of just putting the pictures on the walls now. That's perfect. Like that's past move-in day now. I mean, you have made it your home when you put pictures on the wall. It's yours. Turns out really nice. I'm very happy with it. Here's this little room that we actually, in our drawings, that's part of our living room. A minute. We actually wind up making this a little cozy living room here in the actual AutoCAD, and I'm gonna go back and edit that and change it up into the actual once I build the actual 2-story home of this. But it's definitely something that I like the idea of how they did it. I like the way I did it. So either way, I don't think either one was wrong. I think both of them had the same design and ideas. So I'm actually noticing already in this audio, I'm at 45 minutes into this video, and there's a couple clips that for some reason or other I can't edit. I'm not sure why. I don't. Like I said, I'm trying to just get this out and off of my plate, So I'm hoping that I'm not just jumping the gun and just throwing it out there. I feel like it's, I mean, it sounds fine, but there's several things that I just can't edit. So you're gonna hear some of my kid screaming in the background. And there's nothing I can do about that. I'm trying to edit this out, but for some reason or other, it's just not letting me do it anymore. So they wind up leaving this little bathroom exactly the way it was. I mean, those little designs are not bad, and you can actually work with this house the way it was. But you know, by all means, you can actually change stuff up. That's what you're supposed to do. So when you get a house, you're like, I don't want to do anything to that house, but you wind up, you know, not liking the house because it's not the way you want it to do. But at the end, you're gonna change things up. So almost done here. I'm actually fixing to go back to the Autocad drawings. We slowed them down just a little bit so that you can actually kind of see what's going on with what. But honestly, it's just a detailed finished drawing. Not really a finish because I mean you would use there was things that you still need to do before you would have to publish that to an architect or something. But um, the uh, the drawings are done pretty much. The sketch, so you could just send them straight over to an architect at this point and say, hey, I'm kind of ready for this to go. So you can kind of look at this. Now these little people in here, they're just there for scale purposes. I mean, of course they wouldn't be there unless you just had a bunch of people in the house. But those little blue objects there are actual people standing there, sitting there, whatever you want. And just kind of a detail showing exactly how that is. See how we did the living room there? Had like a little front living room, and then it has like a little back living room. I think it turned out really nice. See, there's plenty of room for two people in the kitchen, but not for three. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed this. I'll catch you next time.